Thanks for coming out to be on Arbitron. My name is Malcolm. I'll be the moderator for this panel. A little bit about me before I introduce, or everybody introduce themselves. I work in college radio in Boston at WERS 88.9, highest rated student-run station in the country. And you know, I work as a program director, music director, and on-air talent. I'm going on my third year, and I've seen, you know, growth in college radio and importance. And people really trying to target that market as, you know, defining the taste of young adults as they're rising and they're graduating, you know, creating their lives. So brands are really going after college radio to, you know, spread their message and try to become favorites in the college market and everything in Boston as well. So that's my experience. I wanted to put this panel together because I've seen a lot of artists coming up that really don't understand radio. They're frustrated with, you know, radio not showing them any love, or they're not getting interviews or the attention that they feel they deserve. So I wanted to put this panel together and, you know, get expertise from all of these guys, so you guys can really learn the business of radio and, you know, how you can make it work for you, if it even should work for you. So yeah. You can start down there. Doug wants to go last. Yo, Jack, is that my work?
Testing 1, 2.
Hi, you guys. I'm Skyhook of Skyhook Radio of AudioTalk.com.
Yes, ma'am.
Of the Urban Daily and of the Wake Up Show on Shade 45, Sirius XM.
Hi, I'm DJ Technology from V103. I am a DJ and a music producer. That's a little bit about me.
I am Reggie Osei, aka Combat Jack, host of the Combat Jack Show podcast, host of the Combat Jack Show Complex TV show. I don't know much about radio, but I'm on this panel. Let's get busy.
Hi, my name is Cool Keela. I'm currently employed with Media-Based Radio Research, former DJ personality from Oklahoma City from 1996 to 2001, and I moved to Atlanta, started working at Earwax Records, the retail store here in Atlanta, one of the foundations of Atlanta's hip-hop and music scene from 94 on up. And we closed the store in 2008, and I've been working for Media-Based since 2006-07. That's it.
I'm Simona Melia, aka the Boss Lady, and I'm on Hip Hop Nation on Sirius XM radio, and I'm originally from Australia, and there's a lot more, but I'm sure we'll get into it.
Alright, I'm Dove. I don't have a lot of voice, so I apologize. I'm on this panel actually as a publicist. I was a staff editor for All Hip Hops from 2001 to 2008, before the internet was very relevant. I've been a PR person since 2003, worked with a lot of people like Jay Mills, Cerise Jones, Jim Jones, Freaky Zeke, a lot of Dipset stuff early, like mid-2000s. I worked with Yo Gotti the last 3 years. I worked with DJ Hookah since 2008. I also worked with DJ Paul from 3-6 Mafia for the last year. I was Cypher Sound's publicist actually from the time that Shade 45 launched. So what I'm hoping that I can add to all the radio insight that you'll get here is maybe the other side of the coin for you of how are you pitching to radio, the, you know, kind of the kickbacks that I get as a publicist, because publicists don't do radio, but they can set up interviews if you have hot songs at radio. So there's like a process to things. And this is, you know, people get frustrated because they think they can hire one person to do everything. So that's kind of my role in this.
All right, thank all you guys. I want to start with Sky and DJ Tech, because Sky, you do internet, correct? And Tech, your V103, is that Clear Channel?
No, that's CBS.
CBS, okay. So I want to see from you guys how you guys have seen radio, you know, within the past 10 years, you know, change and some of the trends that you guys have seen.
For me, I didn't always do commercial radio. I started off doing community radio at WRFG here. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that. I used to mix on a show with Miss Dia, doing late nights right after I would get done DJing at Apache on Tuesday nights. And after that, I did internet radio, which was way different. I mean, you can kind of play what you want, say what you want, but I mean, all the experiences kind of added up to the experience that led me to coming to V103. So for me, I didn't necessarily see the transition of, commercial radio, but from the formats that I did, coming from community radio, where it was kind of like, there were rarely any commercials. Of course, everything had to be clean, but you kind of had more freedom, to internet radio, where it's totally free, basically. You can play whatever you want, almost. You can say whatever you want. It's totally open, to V103, where it's a little bit more structured, and I mean, there's a system and there's a reason why things have done. So, that's basically been my progression dealing in radio.
For me, I started off at a really peculiar time. I started off when internet radio was starting to get its first legs, and I was already college radio, terrestrial radio, and frustrated because there was so much that I wanted to do and there just wasn't an avenue to do it. I had to get special permission to do a lot of things that I thought we should just be able to do anyway. I think that it is any DJ or even personality's responsibility to break new stuff. Like, if you're not going to break it, what's the point? If I'm playing just what everybody else is playing, then I'm not even interested in it. Why should I expect you to be interested in it? So I got on my high horse and called on my team and all these people I had put together that were in different cities, and said, so here's the thing, we're doing really good on these 2 shows that we're doing, we're getting internet presence and everything, that's awesome, but I think I'm just going to do my own station. And they went, oh, it's over. Oh, it was good, man. And I said, no, have a little faith in me. And I had some amazing mentors who all got together and said, oh, she's a good kid, it's not going to happen. And I said, somebody believe in me, please. For 5 minutes, just give me 5 minutes. And we took all the segments, made them into spin-off shows, and I brought everybody on board and said, this is what I think we should do. From there, I decided to get involved in writing. That's where All Hip Hop comes into play. Big portion has been All Hip Hop, and now the Urban Daily as well, which is very odd for me because the Urban Daily is owned by Radio 1. So you have the people like, oh, she plays, because my station, Skyhook Radio, is, I play what we want, whatever I want to play, and it's about 85% independent, underground, unsigned talent. The good stuff though, not just anybody. We hate everything, and we're known for being haters. We hate all your music, most of it. But the stuff that we like, really we go hard for. We go hard for. But the thing that's crazy is once I started writing for All Hip Hop and I started writing for the Urban Daily, they're like, oh, we lost another one. Here we go, sell out. And there she goes. And I'm like, wait a minute. Radio 1 pays me nicely. This is a fact. However, I take that money and I put it back into this community that I love. And I reinvest that in Skyhook Radio, and I reinvest that in coming to things like A3C and South by Southwest and doing all these other things to take artists' music. I think 10 years ago, we would have never been able to have this discussion because it just simply didn't exist. But you are able now to, like you said, get on the internet and do things the way you want to do it. My whole thing is, we can sit around and, hopefully we can be honest in here. We can sit around and bitch about it, or we can actually get involved and do something. My thing is, I'd rather just do it and at least somebody's trying, so that's what I think.
Well, but that's real though. I want to ask you guys, I guess some of the content people, Jack and Boss Lady, how do you guys pick the content or the artists that you decide to feature, interview, or do you make that up, or does somebody kind of, push you in the direction of the kind of people you want to feature?
Such a gentleman, Combat Jack. Trained well. I will say that I've been doing this for a very long time. I started in print. I started Australia's first hip hop and R&B magazine, and I did that for a number of years. And then I went online and did online on-camera interviews. Then, was blessed to do radio. And in terms of booking guests, it's the run-of-the-mill. If they have an album that they're promoting and they're a major label artist, you're going to get them pushed to you, obviously, and pitched. But one thing that I will say is we go out and actively search people that we're interested in. I've got that ability to do that on Green Lantern's show that I co-host on Invasion Radio. We really, because of the name of the show, we really go for the top tier artists, and it really bugs me because I do want to support newer artists, but there are politics involved on Sirius XM, and certain shows are bigger names like DJ Drama, DJ Green Lantern, Who Kid. These guys are big guys, and Dove can speak more to that, to get a newer artist on there. It's not impossible, but you need a brilliant publicist like the lady to my right who develops relationships with people like me that can come up and be like, look, I've got a new artist. They're on the come up and sell you. They can really sell you to me. And half of it's going to be, okay, I'm interested, they sound interesting, and the other half, honestly, is going to be because I respect her and her opinion. So your publicist as an artist is crucial. Crucial. So, but I will say, you know, and just a testament to what Reggie, Combat Jack, I don't know what to call you on here. Call you Jack, okay. You know, stand out and do something different. That's where the successes come from, and do what you love. You know, he's doing what he loves and interviewing the artists that he loves and respects, and then you get the best interviews out of that. I always feel like I've accomplished a great interview with someone like a Wyclef or a Mano, or people that I've developed, or a Wiz Khalifa who I've been interviewing since he was 19. So, you know, we as the journalists develop relationships with these artists from the moment that they come up, and that always makes for the best interviews. So, and we like to cultivate those relationships. Then again, some artists get too big and won't even come on your radio show anymore. And they'll turn around and be like, on their promo run for their debut album, and you've been supporting them for 2 years to get there, and they're like, and your show could still be a big show, but they're like, nah, we're good. And you remember that the next time when they're inevitably coming back down. So, but I'll pass it to you, Jack.
You know, starting out in internet radio, my goal was never to really have guests on the show. I'm coming more from a fan perspective and more of a fan of talk radio. I love Howard Stern. I love Howard Stern radio. And I'm a big fan of, you know, the old Star and Buck Wild. Not necessarily the aggressive stuff, but just the, in between the hate and whatever he professed, just like the level of intelligence that he brought to the table. So, you know, being fortunate enough to have a team of people that I felt were on their own interesting characters, we launched the Combat Jack show to really just be like an interpersonal talk format. And as we started getting steam, we started bringing guests to the table. But I never, my vision wasn't to, seek out guests. But, we started hitting, milestones. We started hitting thresholds. We got Teray to be on our show, and that was fantastic talk. We got Damon Dash, who was, I think to this day, like the most famous interview that we've done. And that kind of put pressure on us to bring more guests. But every now and then, I have to remind myself, I don't want to be locked into, doing the typical thing that everybody else is such a professional at. I mean, the premium that we have is that we do everything that we do a lot that's unconventional. But, in terms of how I get guests, it's people that I really want to talk to, people that are available. I'm very engaged in social media. So I respond to, the cats that are, superstars, as well as the cats that have, 50 followers or whatever. And, through that, it's like, it creates kind of like this back and forth kind of conversation. And most of the times, like I'll say some stuff and I'll reach out, and some, Def Jam started like supporting us because they really trust what we do with their artists. So, they were very, instrumental in landing us my first Pusha T interview, which I thought at the time, well, we you know what I mean? But, I got a call about a month ago from Big Daddy Kane. This is Big Daddy Kane. He was like, I want to be on your show. Because, where Kane is right now, he's like, I'm a little gun shy with conventional radio. I'm gun shy with the Wendy Williams and the Charlemagnes, but I see what you do, and I want to talk. And at the end of the day, we're not confined by, the ads and the commercials and this and that. So it just brings a whole level of comfort and honesty, and, just continuing to push the medium.
Do you want to talk about, for independent artists, how important relationships are when it comes to being a publicist and, trying to get onto radio?
Before you start, can I just ask so we know who's in here? Who's an artist in here? Okay, so a couple artists. Who's on radio? Who does radio? Okay, cool. And are there publicists in here as well? Just so we know who we're kind of,
Oh yeah, that's good to know. So there's not a lot of artists in here, but I think categorically, like in the conversation, I've worked with run the gambit of, having well-known artists to having very, very indie, just literally fell off the turnip truck, don't even know how to really make a song yet, try to hire me. And at the end of the day, the relationships that I have with these people, if I'm out and we have go have a drink at the bar or whatever, but I'll tell you right now, I've been friends with Luke for 10 years, I've worked with him 5 years. If I bring him something he doesn't like, he will tell me to go fuck myself so quick. That is not even funny. So it's like the artist say, oh, well, you work with him, go show him my music, it's bad. No, it doesn't work like that. So I think the most important thing is, number one, a publicist does not do your radio. You need a radio specialist and/or being at things like this where you can meet face-to-face with people. Secondly, you need to know your niche, because someone like Sky or someone like Combat Jack that have these independent shows are vital to your career. They're the first leg of you getting there. If you think that you have a hot song in your area and that sense of entitlement, well, I'm popping in my area and I should be on this. I was on my local morning show. Nobody cares. Like, nobody does. And the minute you figure out that nobody cares, you will humble yourself to go and do every single step of this the right way. You never disrespect people. I don't care if this kid does a podcast in their pajamas in their bedroom. You do that like it's the same thing as a Green Lantern show. And you know what? If you get lucky enough to go on a Green Lantern show, don't you dare turn around and start acting like you're special, because you're not. That is one little pinwheel in the cog of a whole big machine. You got 10 years of this shit before anyone cares about you. So the minute, and radio people, can I get some? Yes. So I'm sure you have others.
I'll just put my hand in the air for now.
You got the girl around the way who got her degree in PR, and now she's a publicist, and she works with Jack Spratt over here, and she needs to go on V103 tomorrow. Okay, now. So I think it's just understand your role no matter what you do, right? So that's what I would have to say to that. I respect every single person's job on this guy to talk to coming up, and this works really hard. A lot of the people, I make good money. I'm not gonna trip. I make good money. Okay, I work for it. But a lot of my constituents in this business, I've been where they're at. I've been where they're working fucking 24 hours a day, literally not sleeping, eating top ramen because they love what they do so much. So an artist comes up to you with a CD like, oh, I'm bad, you playing me and I'm doing you a favor. You know what? No, you're not. You don't want to pay my rent. That would be the thing. Okay? So when you complain about, oh, I don't have money and the love of the music, man, it's no love. It's like, I can love you all day, but I gotta eat, right? So maybe we can all talk.
Get it done. Thank you, first of all, because I don't think anybody really knows that. I don't think they understand that a lot of the writers who write, some of your favorite writers, are doing it because this is their passion, is what they gotta do. A lot of people who interview you think, oh yeah, they turning up in the club, they're doing this and this. That's the only perk to some of their jobs. Some of them are barely making it happen. Some of them don't live at home, they living at home with mom or whatever because they can't do their passion and make it happen. Okay, so thank you so much for touching on that, because they really don't understand the crap that a lot of us go through. I personally see the inside of hotels and airports more than my own house anymore, and it gets to be a lot sometimes. So understand, when you approach me in the airport, I look haggard. I don't really want to talk about your latest and greatest right now, it's no offense. I think that you're right in the sense that when it comes to, like, I've been honored to get on the Wake Up Show with Sway, King Tech, and DJ Revolution, and I'm now breaking new artists on the show, this legendary show that has been known for breaking some of the most incredible artists we've ever known in our entire lives. They blessed me with this responsibility, and at first it was like, wow, Sway, Tech, and Red, oh my God. And then I thought, oh my God, I can't mess up. So now, all the people knocking at your door, and they've all got music. What are you gonna do, Sky? This is the moment that you've been waiting on. And like, it's the moment that I've been waiting on, but I have to tell you guys, some of you aren't ready yet. Because the people that they break go to the next level. If it's not polished, you're not ready. A lot of you, well, you're not even artists in here. I'm really dismayed at the fact that there's like 2 artists that I know, 4, 3, something like that. more artists should be in this room because they're the ones who are forcing some of the rest of you guys to do this stuff, especially if you're in here from college radio. God bless you. But you, God bless you. There's a phenomenon that goes on with a lot of them, and you guys spread this word to these kids. Let them know. It's called proper mixing and mastering. That's going to prevent probably 75% of these kids from ever being heard, even with us. You know, I know that internet radio, we do the best we can with whatever anybody sends us. The problem is a lot of the quality, the song can be hot forever if it's not broadcasting quality. You can't mix that in with a bunch of songs that are. You're gonna suck. You're gonna be awful. You're gonna miss frequencies. It's gonna sound terrible. And we just cost an artist something that could have been promising to them. You don't ever want to hurt somebody's career. You know, you can't help them, fine, don't help them, but you don't want to hurt them. That's not our job. Well, I don't think it is. So, you know, out of 30 songs that I've recently sent into the Wake Up Show, only one has come back. And this kid is talented, but he refuses to get a proper mix and master. Bet he got brand new Jordans on.
That's right.
Bet he's at the club, top shelf, every weekend. Bet he's got the baddest chick in his city. And doesn't have money or budget to get a proper mix and master. When I do these panels, that's what I say. I'm like, all right, artist, cool. Who's got the flyest chick in their city in here? Oh, me. Okay, cool. Keep your hands up. We were in Vegas. Who was popping bottles all night last night? Me. Hands high. Jumping up out their seats. Let me see your Jordans. I know you got them on. And guess what? Your budget is all of that. You can be in Target's finest and hand me what I need to help you get to the next level. What I say all the time is that a lot of times these cats are giving us bad product because they're auditioning for this role of rock star or rap star, however you want to look at it. They haven't gotten the part yet, but they damn sure down in wardrobe. This is a problem. We spend too much time telling these kids about their image. Screw your image. Can you rap? Can you rap? Let me hear you. What you mean you gotta go get some? No, you don't. I don't want to hear your latest and greatest that no one knows. It's not latest and greatest just because you're dope in your apartment complex. It's simple, you know? But a lot of people in our positions and a lot of your positions do not tell these children the truth. Because they don't know, they don't talk to each other and tell each other the truth. So you have the blind leading the blind leading the blind, and by the time they get to us, we are frazzled, we are frustrated. Y'all in here radio, you know what we're talking about. You're frazzled, you're frustrated, and you're not in the mood for another CD that you're going to use as a coaster or a frisbee. So what can we do with the publicists? Stop sending us blasts. Get us quality. Because your blasts don't mean anything if there's no quality attached to it.
So on that, if we can come down, I guess, the line, I want to get into media base a little bit, but since we're on the topic, so how do you guys, what makes you guys listen to a record? You guys get submissions all day. I mean, radio people get hundreds of submissions a week, I know this. What do you pick out of all those submissions? What makes you look at it? Is it relationships? Is there something in the email? What specifically makes you look at, you know what I mean? What makes you listen to one song over another song?
First thing I look at is, can you spell?
Word up.
If I have to take the time to read it, shouldn't I be able to read? I'm not your homegirl, I'm not your best friend, it's a business. If I worked at a bank, you wouldn't say, yo, ma, blah, blah. Okay, well, number one, if you're sending it to the radio, my radio station, the first thing they're gonna do, I just told you they hate everything. The first thing they're gonna do is go, nope. You gotta talk like you have some sense. I have mean people who open my emails now, so I don't have to do it anymore, because they used to give us headaches. The second thing I look is, we posted everything that we want on a big thing that says, send us your music. Did you follow the directions? I say no links. The reason why I don't want any links, some people are cool with that. I don't know what you guys think about links. I hate them because I'm tired of replacing computers because I had to push them. Dat Piff, not your record label, sorry. And I'm tired of the Trojan horses or whatever it is they put, the worms they put on my computer. So I don't want links. I want a physical MP3. Everybody wants it differently though. I
think you have to make it as easy for the person as possible.
Absolutely.
Attach it, make everything very simple, the shortest possible email with all the important information. you have to make it as easy as possible because you understand people in this position are very busy. Radio people are very busy on their talent, you know what I'm saying? Broadcasters, very busy people by nature. So you have to make it as easy as possible. You put your vital information about it, whoever's produced it, whatever you need, whatever you want them to know, and attach the song to it, and that's really it. Well, go ahead, Scott.
You know, this is really unconventional because I work in unconventional radio, but in terms of the music that I choose to play, I really go to tastemakers on social media. You know, 3 years ago, I asked, like, what should I be listening to? And this one cat from LA was like, you need to be listening to Odd Future. So I was listening to some of the early Odd Future before anybody was fucking with them. And like I said, it's unconventional radio, but I was playing Odd Future 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard the song from Big Crit, Something, which it moved me. You know what I'm saying? And I played it. I remember specifically the night that I was playing it. My boy DJ Clark Kent was in Japan listening to the show. He called me from Japan. He's like, yo, what the fuck is that record? You know what I mean? So, I mean, I trust my community of people on social media in terms of pointing me in the right direction. So it's not, I don't take submissions. I mean, most of the time, because like I said, I'm not in traditional radio, I get the email blast. I don't have the bandwidth for that. I personally don't have the bandwidth for that. And you know, no shots against anybody that sends me music, but I just can't process that. But I trust my sources, and cats know that I work on a very organic basis, and the music that I play is very organic. Which eventually, like, I was the first, I'm gonna claim like I was the first to play Action Bronson, because you know, Action came from my crew. They were like, yo, fuck with Action Bronson.
Well, I was on the same show with him all the way back then.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, I mean, we don't get that credit, but I'm gonna claim that. Because we have that agility to move non-conventionally, I can play whatever I want, and if I want to break something, it's usually because I like it.
I just wanted to speak really quick to the other side of it because some of these people get my blast. I know Simone does. When I send out, you know, I have a variety of clients that range from underground to R&B to rock to, you know, whatever. Everyone on my list gets everything I send, and whether they open it or not is up to them. I never hit people and go, hey, open that, open that, open that, so stupid. And now I have clients that literally get mad, well, can you ask them to no? I'm not asking them for a favor until it's time for a favor. So for now, what you need to do is be consistent. So every time I send it, and what is it God said? He goes, you send a lot of different things. And I said, right, but that's for you to choose from. And I'll tell you right now, I have about 250 on bloggers and media, and I have about 250 on DJs. So that's 500 people. The average open for email is about 36%. Okay? So that's because people are busy. They're deleting half their stuff before they even start opening. So then when they see it the next time, you know what, eventually people will start to open when they see the name enough, or when it's like, maybe I will give a call, hey, I really think you would like this song, would you mind opening that and listening to it? We use SoundCloud. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but SoundCloud has worked really, really well from a distribution standpoint because you can stream the song, but you also can allow for downloads, and I haven't had any complaints about like the worm thing, which is an issue with some. So I think to the other side of it, I never agree with spamming. I definitely agree you have to make sure things are spell checked, it looks good so that people can read it, make it accessible. But also I offer the other option. If you don't want to download this or click this link, just shoot me an email back, I will send you the MP3 or whatever format you need. So, you know,
I gotta say this, if you're gonna send your music to like a list of people, I mean, it's
BCC.
blind copy. The minute I get an email and it has 50 names, I'm like, yo, you're not professional.
You suck dancing.
And you might be the next Jay-Z.
I got in the business by stealing everybody's knowledge. And then I would email people and be like, hey, how are you doing? And just lie. But it worked because I was able to build relationships over time. And the internet back then, you know, 97 to like 2001, it was very different. But yeah.
You know, you used to be an editor. You know that's wrong.
I guess I'll say the question was what attracts me to listening to an artist's music. I'm a journalist and I'm a storyteller, so it's your story that really gets me. It's more so I can't keep up with music nowadays. I'm gonna be completely honest. I like Big Sean. I haven't even heard his new album. I love 2 Chainz. I haven't even listened to 2 Chainz' whole album because you are an artist and you take the time and make some great music to catch my ear. But in addition to your music, artists need to have a great story. So I actually love to read I read bios and I read your stories. And again, publicists are very important because you need a great bio. Still to this day, I don't care what anyone says. Or you need great articles written about you that I can go research on. So if I feel like there's something compelling about you, because hosting radio shows means every week we're getting artists that are coming in, and everyone's so cookie cutter nowadays that it's very rare to get an Ice Cube that can tell you a great story about himself. Or that's why I'm sure why Combat Jack chooses to interview legends, because I'm telling you, a lot of these new artists sit in front of us and they really are like blank canvases and they have nothing to say. And as a reporter, it's like, I don't even want to listen to your music now because your personality sucks.
Absolutely.
So basically for me, I really choose, like if I'm going to get into someone like a Big Crit or whoever, and I'm going to be completely honest, I really respect J. Cole as a person. He's a great kid. He doesn't bring anything to me in an interview.
Boring.
And so, and he's a great kid. Like, don't get me wrong. But if he sits in front of me, there's only so much we can talk about. And I'm not saying that he doesn't have more to give me, but you've only got a real small window to impress. So your story is very important for me to listen to your music.
You know, tagging on what Boss Lady just said, I mean, I think in terms of like this past year of rappers and their backstories, one of the cats that I thought had the most amazing backstory was French Montana. Yeah, he's not the most lyrical rapper, you know what I'm saying, but he had some good records, and I thought his story was just amazing, like him coming from Morocco, I'm saying him being shot in the head in the Bronx, like he had chapters and chapters and chapters of stories. And when I sat down with him to interview him, and I was like, yo, you got shot in the head? He's like, yeah, you know what it is. And I was like, yo, you're not telling me the story.
I was about to say, but it's them telling the story.
Yeah, you got to, and I would say for any artists that are out there, we all, I mean, even the most boring stories is a story. Don't get caught up in that pool. Like, be honest. Like, one of the things that we do in the Combat Jack show is I humanize our superheroes and our rap stars and our singers and our public, personalities. I humanize them because at the end of the day, somebody might not fuck with you. But if they hear something on the radio and it touches them, it's like, you know what? I might throw that. I might go on iTunes and cop that record.
All the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for the perspective of a DJ, it's a little different, but
He's like, we ain't got time for your story.
but I'm not gonna tell the whole story. But I just simply, I don't normally take unsolicited music, but there's a lot of reasons for that. But for a DJ, I feel like if I need to have your record, I will have it. So just kind of adding to what everybody said, I mean, there's a lot of different stuff that goes into it, but I feel like for one, your approach is everything. I think it's important to build relationships, because I think some artists, like Dove said, they come to you and think that they're your gift and you need to play their song. It doesn't work that way. And I mean, a lot of us have been doing it for so long that we're going to be where we're at because we work hard to get there, we work hard to stay there. So some artists, I mean, a lot of artists come and go. So at the end of the day, why I said if I'm meant to have it, I'll have it, is because if you're working hard like you're supposed to, eventually somebody will be like, hey, Tech, have you heard this song? And then I'm going to get it in my hands. And even if I don't like it at first, I mean, it could be your story that sells me, or it could be that, the song might grow on me. One way or another, that song will be in my hands. But if you come to me because I'm mixing on the radio, you're like, hey man, can you, like I say, I have certain people, I mean, I have relationships, there are certain people, if they send me a song, I'll listen to it. But if it's somebody random on the street and I introduce myself to you, and I say, hey, I'm DJ Technology from B103, and I also produce the morning show too. So if you're asking me, hey man, if your first question is, can you play this song? Nope, I'm not. I'm looking at you different now, because instead of building a relationship that we could have just built, you asking me for a favor already. So for me, I typically don't take music unless it's like it goes through a buffer. Like somebody I respect, if Combat Jack hits me and say, hey Tech, you need to check this out, then I might listen to it. But if it's just random, like that spam, my email is full right now because of spam. That's why I don't even give people my email, because it's like people just get your email and go crazy with it. But I have, like record reps, certain people that I trust that I'll take records from and I'll listen to them. And some of those record reps, I'm fortunate enough to have them, they listen to independent artists as well. So sometimes I will get some artists on the rise, like Kendrick Lamar. When I was doing internet radio, we used to play Kendrick Lamar. So it's like, you know, all those artists that make it, if you are meant to be played, you will be played. You know, your song will get heard. So that's kind of what goes into my
Wait, Scott, one question for Tech.
Yes.
So, is it important for artists to, I guess I want to get out the thing that understanding a DJ and a show's style. So, for example, knowing that creating or having a song that can mix in well with other things. How important is that? Because a lot of artists don't understand that.
Oh, that is so important. That's one thing I will say for the artists that are in here. If you know there's a song on the radio or even that's hot in the club that your song mixes in with, if you could tell, like sometimes I mean it's rare, but if you come to me in the club sometimes like, hey man, you play this, it'll mix right in with blah, 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 blah. I might just play it. If it sounds, you know, if it sounds hot, I might, yeah, because you just help me out. If I have to do the homework and be like, okay, how many BPM, how fast is this? Is this 65 BPM? Like if one time, sometimes I'll test artists. They'll come to me, give me a song, be like, what does it mix in with? Oh, I don't know, but you could have got played. You know what I mean? Your song could have got played right there. So I mean, I think it's very important to kind of know the vibe of the DJ that you're going to. First of all, know the vibe. Like if it's a mix show, know the vibe of that mix show. Like there are different mix shows. When I do the 9 o'clock mixtape, sometimes it's totally different. My Sunday mix is more laid back. It's more low key. It's kind of chill. So I might not play a lot of the hype stuff. So if you give me a record and ask me to play it on Sunday, you need to know what Sunday is. Or if you come to a club and you know it's really laid back and grown and sexy, I might not be able to play your hype record. But if it's a dope record, we might still be able to build that relationship and I can play it at another club. But just always know your environment and know what you're getting yourself into before you approach that DJ.
Real quick, another thing that I pay attention to, I go to shows. I love going to shows still. Even if they suck, I still like going to shows and checking to see, because a lot of these new, what you all were saying about the cookie cutter, they just stand there and regardless of it, or it's the wheel thing and the whole group is doing the dance and, you know, okay,
900 cats on stage.
Yeah, and all of them talking around. But I like to see the show, and here's why I like to see the show. Because at the end of the year for All Hip Hop, I'm the one responsible for this damn list that's getting me in so much trouble. The end of the year, like in a few months, I'll be either the brightest woman everybody ever met or the stupidest female to ever pick up a pen or start typing on the computer, and I get it. Because, you know, 50, 75, I haven't figured out yet this year, you know, these artists are going to be All Hip Hop's top underground independent artists of the year. Well, what went into that? A lot of different things go into that. The show, for me, is what you're going to be able to do if I put you on this list. So I'm telling people, hey, this kid is everything, go check for him. I'll give you why, I spell it out, the whole nine. It's like a little guide. And if I come and catch a show, and you're not even entertaining, like your grandma's in the corner, and she don't even care about what you're doing, we got problems, because now my credibility is gone. If you're hot in the studio, that's great. You got people in there that are supposed to help make you hot in the studio. Can you entertain me? Do you entertain me? Do you entertain yourself? Are you interested when you're rapping? You would be surprised how many cats will be on stage and don't even look like they care about what they're doing right there in the moment. Like, wow, really? Okay, I think a lot of that is an investment. And if you're not going to take the time to invest in yourselves, then why in the world would you ask us to invest in you? If we're giving you our time, that's an investment. You know, you got kids, or you got a family, or you have friends you never get to see. Every moment that we take away from stuff we love to be doing is an investment, and time is priceless. You know, you can't get that back. So that's one thing. Another thing that I really like is who's talking about you. And like you said a little bit, we have a lot of common people. We all talk to a lot of the same people. We pay attention to a lot of the same people, and supporting who you like and what you're feeling. And if you have, say 500,000 followers on Twitter and not one person I know has ever heard of you, guess what we know you did?
Oh, wait, okay. Let me jump in there.
I want to say one more thing. Okay. I just want to piggyback on that and just say definitely packaging is very important. I will give y'all one tip for all the artists, or if you have an artist, if you're working with artists, one thing that you can do as far as music submission that can be helpful if your music is good, at least, but even if it's not good, you still win. Flash drives. I'll give you that one. Now, what you can do, for those of you who live
If I
here,
could clap, I'd clap.
there's a computer store in Marietta that sells them for super cheap called Micro Center. There's also one in Gwinnett, or you can find them at Walmart, anywhere now. Buy a flash drive, reformat it, label it, put your music on there. That you can give them your music, give the flash drive away. You only pay $5 or less. And what happens is, if your music is hot, they're gonna listen to it. But guess what? You just gave them a flash drive too, so they can use it to store music on. So that's just a little quick tip for y'all to use, to kind of help, get your music heard.
This is not any advice to you guys, but I noticed, because we are a talk-oriented show, sometimes I really like to play bad music. You know what I mean? Like how the fuck did y'all make this? And because I'm not promoting that. But to me, it's interesting. You make this record, like, we got these cats from Brooklyn, the Mixie Boys, and they had some shit where they would go in people's offices and pour vodka on their floor. And I was like, we gotta have them on the show. Because that's the topic. The record is bad, but y'all are viral and it's a gimmick. You know what I'm saying? I'm not promoting that, but that's some of the things that I look for. It's like, yo, that shit is so bad it's hot.
I wanna talk to Cool Kitty real quick. I want to switch it to the other side of radio, kind of like, the monitoring. What kind of trends have you seen? You work for Media Base. Can you talk a little bit about Media Base and, how important it is for artists to be registered and how radio stations really kind of use Media Base?
I know a lot more people have come in. Are there more artists? If you're an artist, can you raise your hand again? Okay, there are more artists in here now.
Nice.
Okay, before we had a lot of radio people. For those of you who are artists and you don't know what Media Base is, I know you've heard of BDS because everybody's always rapped about BDS, satellite system that monitors radio and collects spin totals. Media Base, we are the competitors. Actually, we're bigger now, and we're human monitors. In that instance, we've been more beneficial to labels, because when it comes to mix shows, if BDS is picking up somebody doing a mashup, a blend, or what have you, that song may not be understood which song it is, and it misses the count for the label, for the marketing department. Whereas I'm at home, I have headphones, I'm transcribing. If I hear Jay-Z's lyrics on top of T.I.'s track, then I can credit it is exactly Jay-Z's song. And he goes and he gets his publishing royalty, all of that, okay? So if you're an artist, no, T.I. doesn't get any credit. So and let me make this point, because a lot of you've taken off from 50 and a lot of the mixtapes for the last 10 years, and you take a song and whatever is currently on, the charts, from Wayne or whoever, you take their track and make your own version. That's not your song. It's not your credit. All I do is transcribe, because a lot of DJs will play like their own independent artists in their market and give their, if it's a homeboy, somebody, a spin. It doesn't matter. I still credit that song as Wayne or whoever. It's not your song. Now, if you are actually on an official remix that the record label sends to Media Base to register, then you're getting royalties, you're getting credit, you're getting what have you. But other than that, and I think a lot of people waste a lot of time thinking that that's going to help them. Oh, I'm going to get on. It's just like In the Wind. All it is another spin for Drake. All it is nothing to it.
Everything you rebel.
But you should, for those of you who are artists, make sure you register with both Media Base and BDS. You don't ever want to miss any spin wherever. Just like you should know the blogs you're sending your music to, finding out what publicists to follow, XM, satellite, internet. Do not miss any opportunity to find yourself some exposure to get a spin. Now, as far as Media Base goes, I was going to ask some of the people who are in radio. You guys are terrestrial radio, and we also monitor satellite radio. For those of you who work, because there are really 4 main corporations that even own radio stations now. I started in radio in the late 90s, and being a DJ and a personality, coming from the beginning of consolidation, where I used to play a song at 6 o'clock when I got to work, and I didn't play that song again until 10:30, 11 when I was about to leave. Now I monitor songs and they come around every 45 to 50 minutes. There is no 3-hour to 2-hour rotation on terrestrial radio. You will hear Drake, Rihanna, Chris Brown. There's only, there's but then the Young Money, Cash Money, and the Maybach collections, because it'll be a song with Lil Wayne, but it'll have Drake, Tiger, whoever. The next song will come on, it'll be Tiger song with Lil Wayne, Drake, whoever. And those songs will come around hour, 15, 75 minutes in between. And I was going to say certain shows on satellite radio, but satellite radio, from, just from my observation, monitoring Shady 45 and Hip Hop Nation, way better chance of even hearing new music. We also do Canada. Some I don't do Spanish because I don't monitor any of the Mexican stations or what have you. But I do know, like when I monitor some stations like Toronto, smaller markets, there's a way better chance of you getting some exposure or spin. I have DJ friends in Atlanta that always come to me, man, this dude hit me up, this artist want to do this, and I keep telling them, technology. You're not going to go right up to technology and ask him to spin on the #1 urban station in America on the morning show where they've got top dollar advertising. He's got to play Drake, this, that, and the other, whatever top songs in the top 10, and you're going to bring him a song that you just started working a month ago in the streets of the club in Decatur. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at B103, but you're missing out on Macon, Augusta. I monitor cities like in New Orleans, Baton Rouge. I'm talking about markets that are not top 20. Markets that are a little bit smaller, B markets or what have you, but those stations have personalities who spin a 3-hour, 4-hour show with nothing but independent music. North Carolina, South Carolina, Baton Rouge, Memphis. So you can be pitching your music to everybody around Atlanta, building your, and still perform in Atlanta. Go do some independent work in the clubs and stuff. Hit the DJs in the clubs, somebody that's got an internet radio station or what have you, but you only think because I'm in Atlanta or I'm in LA, I'm gonna go specifically here. You missing out on all the other markets. So that's another thing that's important as far as independent artists trying to get some spins, because if you're not getting a cosign, you don't have Lil Wayne on your track, you're not gonna get on those stations. Like even the mix shows are not like they used to be. Mix shows used to be all about breaking music. When I did our mix show, we used to play mixes. Every song in the mix for an hour was not a song that was even in the rotation at the station whatsoever. Them days are gone. When you got 4 corporations that own everything, they institute a playlist across. There's a star in every market, a Wild, a Hot, a Fish, a Magic. Every city has that. If you go throughout the morning show, same characters. Midday, it's a female every city. Afternoon, evening drive, majority males. You may be a female sidekick here or there. I've seen people move from, as long as I've been monitoring it, I've seen people leave from small markets like Buffalo and go their way up. So, and I've seen people move around in different markets, but at the same time, I've also noticed how the corporations, the playlists are instituted. Rotation is so tight. You're missing out on the small markets, is what I'm basically trying to emphasize.
Can you speak about labeling somebody, about labeling that music? Because
yes.
Oh my God, sorry.
We don't know that it's like it's
No track 1. No track 1.mp3.
This is something that I do because the program I work in, I've been working in this year. All I do all day for 8 hours when I'm logged in, all I do is I get a rotation of audio coming around in the program, and it's all independent music that I'm trying to register. So I spend my whole day on Google. Believe it or not, it's a lot of people still use MySpace. That's where I find these songs. Reverb Nation. Sometimes I'm on Bandcamp, different sites, but I'm Googling lyrics trying to find people. And people whoever, you might put your song up on your website. I take that back because a lot of people don't even put it on their website. They put it on Facebook and they put it on another source. And I'm like, you're losing your fan base. What happened? Because didn't MySpace just kind of implode about a year or two ago before Justin Timberlake, some new investors came? So what would happen if MySpace would have just went kaput and all your fans are on MySpace? You should be collecting mailing lists, turning everything to your website for your own base. Because those services are just a means for you to put your music out. If you don't label your stuff correctly, when you send it into MediaBase, if you go to the home page, you can just go to the frequently asked questions. There's a whole page. You can attach your MP3. They basically done the work for you. You can email it in yourself. Same thing with BDS and all the other sites. You go to these people's website, just go to the frequently asked question page and they have the information. If you don't label your stuff correctly, you don't tag it, you don't put the information, your name, spell it how it's supposed to be. I'll find somebody, they'll be Lil Young Killer. Then the next spelling, it'll be L-I-L. The next time I find it, I'm like, dang, I gotta register this right because it's quote unquote supposed to be copyrighted. And then it's L-I-T-T-L-E. So then I'm like, how do I register it? Then I have to search and find which is the very first time you've ever even attempted to put it on the internet for its original printing. So I'm trying to email people like, hey, you gotta spin in Shreveport and Baton Rouge. You never know, you might show up on New Orleans 3-4 spins next week as you're building, but your information isn't correct. Your song is mistitled here. your name isn't correct anywhere, you know. And I mean, I have some personalities who will backsell, hey, flavor from the hood, this is so and so, what have you, and they'll say the artist in the name, and I'm like, cool. That's less work for me. They gave me them. I'm Googling, can't find the artist or the name or nothing. And I'm thinking, if you gave it to the DJ to even get a spin on radio in America, how do you not have it anywhere on a website, anywhere? So please label your stuff correctly across the board. Copyright your stuff.
Please copyright your stuff, because they're gonna steal it. If it's good, somebody else is gonna steal it, and you will have nothing.
You will have
fall
nothing.
back on.
You will have nothing.
And it's not our fault because we try to help you.
Yeah, I want to open up this, you had a point, Jack, that you want to say? After, real quick, after that, we're going to open up for questions. I'll come into the crowd.
One thing that I really forgot to say is, particularly when I used to put my playlist together, I would depend on 2 or 3 websites that I thought, had a high standard of getting your songs posted on. And I would just take, I would listen to records, or like I would listen to records on 2 Dope Boys, Not Right, and, of course, Rap Radar. And if I liked it, then that became part of my playlist. It was that simple. It was that simple. So I don't think anybody mentioned that. I know there's different systems, but, go to the sites. I mean, there's a million sites out there, and there's just too much shit out there. But if you can get your stuff on a reputable site, then 9 out of 10, the smaller outlets might play it.
Yeah, just speaking on that, one more thing. Also for the artists in here, there are record pools that you can submit music to online. A couple I know off top are like Green Hits, you got DJ Service Pack. So make sure you check out some of these. DigiWax, there's a lot of them. So make sure you check out some of these sites. And these sites offer music to DJs for free. So all you basically have to do is submit the music to them. And if they like it, then they'll push it out to all their DJs. They have a list. I mean, some of these sites, I'll go to them and check them every day. So, I mean, that's just another outlet for you to get your music out there.
Does anybody have a question?